Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars franchise seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, comics, and video games, but also let's not forget about the fact that they are also developing a series of animated TV shows, live-action TV shows, as well as the new Star Wars trilogy of films, also known as the fourth Star Wars trilogy by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the one thing about Disney's Star Wars is that, yes, we do know that they are now trying their absolute best to really do whatever they can to regain many of the lost fans that walked away from the sequel trilogy. Let's not forget that a lot of fans had a lot of issues with both The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, and exactly how those movies really had a negative impact on the timeline or the overall roadmap of Star Wars and what Disney initially planned to do before they had to really cancel out a lot of Kathleen Kennedy's ideas. Now, with that being said, moving on, we do know that Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are working together as a team. Bob Iger is not going to be here much longer. In case you guys have not actually heard about this, he's going to be leaving next year in 2021. Pretty much all the way through, alright? Obviously, he's got to finish this year all the way through of 2020 before he's able to leave, because he has to show Bob Chapek the ropes to becoming the proper CEO that he needs to be, and to also get Disney back on its feet throughout this global crisis at hand here. So, beyond all of this, a lot of fans have been very intrigued about exactly what Star Wars is going to look like without Kathleen Kennedy, and a lot of fans have also been looking back at the Kathleen Kennedy era of Star Wars. Now, moving on, of course, with both Disney and Lucasfilm now finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are now focused on their new Star Wars universe, as well as their new Star Wars trilogy of films. Currently, Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are hard at work on developing a better future for Star Wars fans around the world, where it's described that recently major changes have been made to the Star Wars franchise behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm. However, during and after the Rise of Skywalker premiere, many interviews were given to the creators and actors of the sequel trilogy. Now, it's described that at one point in time, actress Daisy Ridley went on to reveal something significant about Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy, where she was able to reveal that Kathleen Kennedy deleted many of John Williams' music from the film that was going to be used for initial scenes for the movie that were going to be quite dramatic. Daisy also went on to state that originally her lightsaber battle with Kylo Ren was far longer than the final cut of the film, and that the Death Star saber duel was cut back significantly as far as screen time and CGI elements were involved. The original version of the saber duel was just near the length of the Anakin and Kenobi duel, originally before Kennedy cut it down to a far shorter length for the fans. Not just that, but also Daisy went on to reveal that Kennedy originally wanted to use scrapped concepts from The Last Jedi by director Rian Johnson. However, J.J. Abrams was not impressed with the work and urged Kennedy to not use said material. So let me just say one thing right now, is that the fact that Kennedy originally wanted to use a lot of the scrapped concepts from The Last Jedi's by, of course, Rian Johnson, and throwing it into The Rise of Skywalker, to me, I think that would have been a terrible idea, and it's quite funny to know that J.J. Abrams also thought it was a terrible idea, along with Daisy Ridley. You know, the fact that, a lot of these actors like John Boyega and Oscar Isaac have talked about their disappointment with The Last Jedi before in the past and how they've moved on from Star Wars pretty much. It just shows you how much the cast really did not care about the sequel trilogy all that much, because let's face it, it made their career a whole lot harder to deal with, because now they're not really getting offered as many roles. Daisy Ridley is among one of them, so to speak. She's not really getting near as much as Adam Driver is. Adam Driver, if you look at him as an actor, it's almost like as if he is the Harrison Ford of our time. And what I mean by that is, you got a main lead actor in a Star Wars trilogy that's getting tons of roles after that trilogy has wrapped. And it's a similar scenario for Adam Driver in an ironic way, because they're both solos as far as characters go. But like I've said before in the past, when you think about Kathleen Kennedy, she's had poor leadership skills, she doesn't really know what she's doing, and the fact that she cut back on that lightsaber duel between Rey and Kylo is rather disappointing. The fact that we could have had a far lengthier version of that battle, I think, would have been surreal. Let's face it, I mean, the lightsaber duel on the second Death Star, for me as a fan, it had its key moments here and there, but generally speaking, to me as a fan, it felt quite flat. I feel like they could have added a lot more drama, better music into the mix, to make it feel more dramatic, kind of like what they did with Revenge of the Sith, and they really could have made it more so an obstacle course if they really wanted to. But they really decided to step away from that and wanted to keep it very, very basic. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, let me know what you think about this entire situation between Daisy and Kennedy, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear them moans again.